Morning. So this is your final chapter of Toby. There are questions at the end of this that I will screenshot and send through Dojo because they're really important. But you know what? I might type them up. We can talk about it in morning meeting. Okay, chapter 16. Tyler put me down on the floor and we went along the hallway in a pack. Patsy, Fran, Mona, Tyler, and me. Mona kept hold of my leash. In a moment, I saw we were headed for the quiet place. I don't think you've been to the swing before, Fran said to Tyler as he walked by. It's just a place where we can take very good care of people like your grandfather. Everything is about being kept comfortable, about taking care of them and their families. Whatever your grandfather needs, we'll make sure he has it. And I've been in touch with your mother. She and your father will be here as soon as they can. Tyler nodded. I looked up into his face and Mona's, trying to decide why everyone was so sad. We'd had so much fun running. What happened? Fran opened a door and Tyler went inside. He reached out for Mona's hand, the one holding my leash, and held it. So Mona and I went inside with him. Patsy and Fran stayed in the door looking in. Granddad was there. He was sitting up in a bed, leaning against a headboard. I ran up to the bed, wagging hard, and put my muddy front paws up on the quilt, trying to tell him what a good time we'd had, Tyler and I, running along the track. How we hadn't found the ranch in Sadie and Walt, but it was all right, because we'd played chase mate with lots of boys. Granddad moved his hand, more slowly than usual, to rub my ears. How'd you do? He asked Tyler. His words came out slowly. I won. Toby and I won, he said shakily. He ran the whole thing with me, Granddad. Granddad grinned. Of course he did. And what about this young lady? Is she your girlfriend yet? Granddad, Tyler groaned. Mona spoke up almost at the same time Tyler did. Yes, she said. Granddad chuckled. I thought so. Granddad, what happened? Tyler asked. I dropped my feet to the floor so I could look up at him better. Are you sick? It's the old ticker, I'm afraid. Granddad had to stop talking to draw in a breath. Just ran out of time. Sit here with me a while, will you? Tyler sat down in a chair. Mona sat next to him and held on to his hand. There was so much sadness in that room that I sat down on Tyler's feet and whined. I wish we could go outside and run. Run so fast we'd leave all of this sorrow behind. For the next day or two, Tyler and I still went for a run in the mornings. But after that, we'd go right to Granddad's room. Mona came too, and a woman Tyler called Mom, and a man he called Dad. They were there as well. Sometimes Granddad talked to us and had the energy to reach up and scratch my ears. Sometimes he just lay still. A few days later, Tyler and I had run in the woods with all the older boys. Patsy came to find me. I was outside on the lawn bringing the ball back to Dorothy. I'm afraid I need Toby, Dorothy, Patsy said. I'm sorry to hear that, Dorothy said quietly. I laid the ball in her lap and ran over to Patsy, who gave me a treat. Come on, Toby, I have a job for you, she said, and she walked with me down the hall to the quiet place. I was not surprised when we headed for Granddad's new room. Tyler was there and Mona too. Mona was sitting in a chair near Granddad's bed, and Dad was leaning over her with an arm around her shoulders. Granddad was asleep, leaning back on his pillows. His breathing sounded like Tyler's after he had finished our morning run. I wanted to say hello to Granddad, so I jumped up on the bed. He didn't move. I sniffed at his face. There was a smell I recognized, a faint one that somehow told me Granddad was far away. Too far to rub my ears or feed me a treat. I knew what to do. I did lie still. Good boy, Toby, Patsy said softly. Shall I leave you? Yes, thank you, Dad said. His voice was hoarse. Tyler came over to the bed and stroked my head. He ran a hand along my back. Goodbye, Granddad. I love you, he said softly. Mom and Dad came close to the bed too. Mona hesitated, but Tyler held out his hand to her, and she reached over to take it. I did lie still, feeling the warmth of Granddad's side along my back. All these people were here with Granddad because they loved him. I could feel the love coming from them, and how it wrapped around Granddad and held him close. And I did too. Granddad belonged to all these people. It was a new thought for me, and it made me so happy my tail wanted to wag, but I didn't let it. I knew tail wagging was not part of life still. My life was going to be different from my mother's. She belonged to one person, to Walt, but I did not. I wasn't Mona's dog or Patsy's or Tyler's or Eddie's. I belonged to all my friends. I was everyone's dog. I was surrounded by people who loved me, just like Granddad was. Suddenly I understood that I was the luckiest dog in the world. So that was a short chapter, but it was certainly powerful. And it took a lot for me not to cry. I will be uploading the questions that come with this, but go ahead and do this and do your chapter review. And once I get all of the information in the back uploaded, I will let you know.